The New York Giants travel to Chicago to face the Bears on Thursday Night Football. Chicago's installed as a 9.5-point favorite on BETDAQ, 47 the total in this game. Now the Bears have lost 2 games in a row. They now sit at 3-2, but the Giants absolutely terrible this season, 0-5. 0-5 against the spread. They've lost their last 4 games by 15 points or more. If it weren't for the Jacksonville Jaguars, the Giants would be the worst team in the NFL, but the Jaguars do exist. So through 5 games, the Giants have been the second worst team in the NFL. But unlike the Jaguars, bettors still have some faith in the Giants. At least they have through the first month of the season. That's because we've seen this core group of players and coaches have success recently. Winning the Super Bowl the year before last, finishing with a 9-7 record last year. And not only that, not only have we seen this group of Giants have success. When I say this group, I know teams are never exactly the same from year to year, but you look at the core group of players really on both sides of the ball, but especially on offense, and they've remained largely unchanged over the past few years. And the coaching staff has remained unchanged as well. As a matter of fact, the Giants were the only team in the NFL to not make one single change to their coaching staff this past offseason. But not only that, not only have we seen this group succeed before, we've seen them come back off the mat during the season before. I mean, we've seen them look really bad and then look really good. Remember when they won the Super Bowl way back in 2007, they lost their first 2 games that season. They were blown out by the Packers in their second game, went on to win the Super Bowl. Year before last, in 2011, when they won the Super Bowl that year, they lost 4 games in a row and 5 of 6 beginning in Week 10. So we've almost seen this type of thing from the Giants before, which is why you can't blame bettors for waiting on the Giants to sort of wake up and start playing good football. After all, some of it has been going all right, I guess. I mean, they're averaging 280 pass yards per game. That's 10th best in the league. I guess that's about the only thing you could point to and say it's been going all right, because they are last in the NFL in scoring defense, allowing 36.4 points per game. They're also last in rushing offense. The Giants only rushing for 51 yards per game, and their starting running back David Wilson will miss this game with a neck injury. So the Giants have been very one-dimensional on offense. Eli Manning has been sacked 15 times. He has thrown a league-high 12 interceptions. The Giants have turned the ball over more than any team in the league. So big problems for New York, no doubt about it, but they're getting a big number in this game. Again, a 9.5-point number here. And the Bears, even though they have a winning record, as we mentioned, they've lost 2 straight. They haven't been great, especially on defense. Chicago 24th in the NFL in pass defense. They're allowing 280 pass yards per game. So the Giants' angle here would have a lot to do with the success somebody would think that the Giants' passing offense would have against the Chicago defense. Because if this game turns into a shootout, much like New York's Week 1 game against the Dallas Cowboys, then all of a sudden this 9.5-point number would look huge, and you would say the Giants would be the right play here. Now, Chicago's played well on offense themselves this year. The Bears averaging 29 points per game right now. We mentioned the Giants last in the NFL in scoring defense, so certainly the Bears should be favored here and will probably win the game. And I'm very, very hesitant to recommend a Giants bet because I believe 4 out of the 5 weeks this season I've recommended Giants bets, and they've lost every time. Now, the Giants have never been one of my best bets, fortunately. However, we do pick every game here on BETDAQ NFL, so feet are held to the fire every week. And here again, if I'm forced to choose Chicago a 9.5-point favorite, I think that's too many points. Don't like the Bears laying that many points, even though they're at home against a team as bad as the Giants, or as bad as the Giants have been so far this season. I would be concerned, though, because the Giants, once again this week, are a popular public bet. The Giants, because of what I mentioned earlier, how we've seen this team have success and we've seen this team come back before. We've seen them play really poorly and turn around and play really well. They haven't lost bettors' faith. The Giants have been a popular public bet. They have been the public side in 4 of their 5 games this season. As I said, they failed to cover in every game, and the Giants are the public side again here this week. This line moving in the Giants' direction at sportsbooks all over the world. It is at 7.5. Most sportsbooks out in Vegas right now. It still is 9.5 on BETDAQ. So, hey, you never want to follow the public as a general rule in sports betting. But I don't really trust the Chicago Bears laying 9.5 points in this situation, given the way they've played over the last couple of weeks. So I do have a slight lean towards the Giants and the points here. The bet I like a little more is over 47.